Good evening and welcome everybody. Welcome to the live session, a cohort where we are going to come up with latest strategies for all of you. Welcome to the session and please confirm if you can hear me, guys. My name is Shekhar Suman. I'm your success coach and a super strategist. I have done a PhD in training students for CSIR NET. Jokes apart, we have been here for past 17 years, roughly around, that means we have done around 4 times PhD over in training students. And today I have my biggest team of experts and they're going to be here right now. They're right now in the green room. They're going to be live with all of you and they are going to mesmerize you with the latest strategies which they've got. And of course, we're going to take up everybody's question possible. Okay. So the next 60 minutes are going to be the most memorable minutes of your preparation life. And we are going to get started quickly. But before we get started, I want a confirmation. Are you ready? If the answer is yes, then let's type the word science in the chat box because today is National Science Day. Happy National Science Day to everybody. And please type science if you are ready. Are you ready for science? Are you ready for some more strategic science? If the answer is yes, type science in the chat box. Quickly, everybody. Hello and welcome, Sampurna. It's such a pleasure to have you again on board. Sayani, Lucky, Sagarika, Ashwini, Sai Joshi, Raga, and everybody, whoever has joined here. Today's session is going to be all about strategic science, applied science. Today, we are going to talk about strategy. Today, we're going to talk about ideas which will help you qualify CSIR NET. So I can see a lot of science coming in. Wonderful, wonderful. So guys, let's look at this news which has come this morning and I shared with all of you already that CSIR NET notification can come in the next 20 to 25 days any moment. Okay, plus or minus 5 days, you're going to see the notification. But my question to you is, should you wait for the notification? Instead, why not just get started with your preparation? I'm sure you already have done, right? But effort in the absence of strategy is just like going round and round and round and losing all the energy and not getting the desired velocity. Remember, there's a difference between speed and velocity, right? Speed lacks direction. Velocity has direction. You need velocity, right? And today's session is not going to speed up your preparation. It's going to give you the right velocity, escape velocity to cross that cutoff which you dread, right? So without wasting much of my time, I'm going to bring up our experts one by one. Today, the first expert I would like to bring in, she is very rare to be found on internet because she is very busy with academics at Biotechnica, and she is none other than Neha ma'am. Welcome, ma'am. She is one of my co-founders. She is the only co-founder, I think I should say that. Yeah, so she's my guru, my elder sister, as well as HOD academics at Biotechnica. Hello, ma'am. How are you?
Hello, Shekhar. Thanks. It was such a nice introduction. I'm good and hope you are doing good also.
Thank you, ma'am. And to all the subscribers, all the students, this is probably one of the second time or first time she's coming live on YouTube. Although she has taken numerous classes and webinars and she's the backbone of Biotechnica, right? Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining. Now I would like to bring in one of our oldest and very highly qualified expert. You already meet her almost on a daily basis, and that's Tithi ma'am. Hi, Tithi ma'am. Can you hear me? I think the audio, yeah, you need to mute your mic.
Yes. Hello, sir. Hello, ma'am. Thank you so much for having it here. Hi, everyone. I hope you all are ready to join this 1 hour of great strategies that will definitely help you all for your preparation.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. So Tithi ma'am is a genetics expert. She's one of the oldest experts we have. Next to that, we have another senior expert with her. Very difficult to find her live online. We somehow convinced her. Nupur ma'am, thank you so much for joining. Plant physiology expert. How are you, ma'am?
I'm good, Shekhar sir. Hello, Shekhar sir, Neha ma'am. Hi, Tithi ma'am. And hello, students, everyone. Glad you joined in. Let's gear up for this very power-packed session today.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, ma'am. Next, we have in our queue is Dr. Tanushree, ma'am, from Biotechnica, Noida. Thank you, ma'am, for joining. Can you hear me? How are you, ma'am?
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Yes, I can hear you. Very good evening to you, sir. Very good evening, ma'am, and all my dear colleagues. And very good evening to all the students. I'm sure you all are very much excited to ask your queries because it's very rare that we all come live together. So it's a great opportunity for you, and I request you all to please come up with the whatever question that comes to your mind, be it related to the preparation or be it related to any subject. Please do ask.
So everybody, just like how Tanushree ma'am said, start asking your questions, because as soon as we finish the introduction, we're going to directly jump into all your questions and we're going to answer them as soon as possible. Next in the line, we have Shamrita ma'am from Biotechnica, Kolkata. Hi ma'am, how are you?
I'm good. Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am, and all my colleagues. And good evening, all the students. So thank you, sir. This is a great platform for the students and for us also to clear their doubts. So students, we are here to solve all your doubts here. So let's make
Let's
this
begin.
evening good.
Yeah. So that's Shamrita ma'am. Next, we have Violet ma'am, and Violet ma'am is joining us from Biotechnica, Bangalore. Hi ma'am, how are you?
Hello, sir. I'm great. Good
Thank you
evening,
so much.
my colleagues. Good evening to all the budding students over here, the budding researchers, and I welcome all of you all here. And today, I'm sure you are all going to have a great time and learning and interacting with us. And we are really hoping to see more questions coming out from you all. So let's
Absolutely.
do this.
Absolutely. Now, the last in the queue we have is Divya ma'am. Hi, Divya ma'am. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am. And I welcome all the dear students for this session. And I really hope that you're going to enjoy this session and you're going to get a lot of information from this session.
Absolutely, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining. So, guys, that's our team of experts. And now we are going to get started with our session. Okay. So, a few days ago, I shared this particular image with all of you. I'm sure you have seen it. So we'll be talking about this strategy also. In the meanwhile, we have started getting questions from everybody. So please start quickly typing your questions because we don't want to miss any of your questions. Okay. So that's the first pointer of the day, which I wanted to make here. Now, moving forward to, you have to know this. The team of experts which you are seeing on the screen are the architects of scientists. And we chose National Science Day to come live and showcase the talented teachers, experienced teachers of Biotechnica who have produced numerous scientists out of this particular organization. So I would like to start this session by thanking all our expert faculties who have worked so hard day in, day out to help all of you. And today is going to be a session where we take up all your questions, all the faculties here. Unfortunately, Nidhi ma'am could not join because of some issues, technical issues, but yeah, in future, she will definitely join you guys. But you have almost all the experts right here. I'm your success coach. Neha ma'am is the HOD academics, and you can see all the teachers have written their, what subject they're experts of. So you can ask questions related to your subject as well as general questions as well. Okay. So, I can see a lot of fans of all our teachers. So, ma'am, I used to tell you guys that, see, there are big fans of yours, and you can see right now, some of your big fans are right now live online. Let's start with the first question we have, and that question is from Mansi Pare, and question is about strategy, how to, create a study plan. So, I think anybody would like to come in? Yeah, so Divya ma'am would like to come in. Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Mansi. So study plan means the very first thing when you are opting for CSIR exam is to choose at least 7 to 8 units from all the 13 units. That is the important thing. Second thing is that you have to prepare the notes properly, and that too not in the form of a running notes, rather it in the form of a flowcharts, images. The reason why did I said in the form of flowchart or images, the thing is that will be easy for you to remember the things. So maximum try to make it in this format. Along with that, do revision regularly, do practice series regularly. These two things, that is revision and practicing the questions, are two important things to clear any competitive exam, be it your CSIR NET exam. Thank you.
So much. Thank you so much, ma'am, for that insightful reply to Mansi. So everybody, as you can see here, Divya ma'am has already shared the strategy with you. I'll be sharing some more insights. But before we get started, I want to highlight that this particular session is all about you. So we have not come up with any prepared PowerPoint and we'll say, okay, this is the agenda. The agenda is you. The agenda is to give you personalized attention. The agenda is to make sure that your preparation is as smooth as possible. Okay. And that is our aim. That is our sole idea behind this broadcast. Okay. So do not be worried about any question that if you ask any question will judge you. Don't think that way. Just ask and you will see our experts coming up with some amazing insights in your preparation. So the next question we have is how to stay motivated during the preparation. So Yatin, that's something about mindset development. Let me just show you here, as you can see here, mindset development. Okay. So if you cannot motivate yourself, then you need external motivation, right? External motivation is always temporary, right? So one of the initial classes which we conducted in most of your batches, I have done that. And if in case it's pending, you can always let me know. I'll do it for you. The first important thing here is motivation is the key to your habits. You can see the second point is habits, right? So you cannot get started with your, preparation unless you're motivated. And I'm sure there are more insights which we can have from our experts. Any other expert would like to come into this question quickly? Anyone else would like to answer that question? How to stay motivated? Okay. All right. So yeah, I think. All right. So no problem. So what we are looking at here is motivation is the key to your success, but how to stay motivated, right? There are 22 pointers which are there in a PowerPoint, which I have shared already with all my students. If you are a Biotechnica student, you can go into the study portal, you can go through that recording, you will know how to keep yourself motivated throughout the preparation, right? So here's a point which I wanted to share, and that is, you have to follow a recipe. As you can see on your screen right now, I'll just maximize myself. So you have to have a recipe and you have to follow that recipe and grow. That's exactly how it works. So if you are thinking that, okay, I have to get started with my preparation, and if I'm not motivated, probably I'll not make it. Motivation is just like onion. You can have layers, you can convert your negative energies into positive direction. All you need to know is learn the craft of motivating yourself. So that's the answer to your question. If you are a student of Biotechnica, you please get in touch with me on WhatsApp and I'll guide you on that. Okay. So next question. Okay, that's not a question. That's a compliment from one of our student. Anjali says, so nice to see Divya ma'am. I really like the way of your teaching. Wow. So Divya ma'am, you got a fan there.
Thank you so much, Anjali.
Right. So
really motivating words from your side. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you, Anjali, once again. So let's move on to the next question. Teaching excellent, ma'am, all of you. Thank you, Biotechnica. Okay, Lucky. Thank you so much, Lucky, for that compliment. Next question, Priyanka. Good evening. What should be the preparation strategy for those who are working and preparing for CSIR NET? Anybody would like to come in here? Okay, so let me answer that question for all of you. What happens when you are preparing, right? It's all about balancing. Preparation is all about balancing. The more you balance, the better you balance, the better you get at it. Okay. So how do you balance? You have to analyze your entire schedule, and I have made a separate video also for this on our YouTube channel. You can check that out also. But let me give you a glimpse of how it works. You have to know that when you are in a job is always demanding, right? There will be targets, there will be daily targets, there will be monthly targets, and you are in the grind. But in the middle of that, if you want to prepare for CSIR NET, then you have to find gaps. What are the gaps in your daily schedule where you are not working? Find that out. Maybe traveling, right? Maybe lunch breaks, maybe evening times when you spend time on entertainment. Make studying your habit and passion, and you'll realize that you start enjoying studying. You don't need any entertainment, and then you can start studying on a daily basis. The next thing what you can do here is you can also start utilizing the weekends. I know it is challenging, but if studying is your passion, learning is your passion, if you enjoy your subject, you can do it. Okay, and I know a lot of students who have qualified with flying colors by just studying in the weekends. So that's the question. Now I also have some pre-formed questions for our faculties. Let me start with one of them, and that would be, the first question is, what is the importance of solving previous year question papers, and what should be the strategy for solving previous year question papers? Anybody would like to come in for this question? Yeah, Titi ma'am, go ahead.
Yeah. So I would say that this previous year papers are very, very important, like in multiple layers again. So first thing that will, when you are prepared, when you are doing the previous year question paper, you get to know the questions properly. You get an idea what kind of questions are asked, and when you solve them, you get an idea like what should be your thinking direction. Okay, in which way you should think, especially the analytical type of questions where there are graphs also, where there are some table information also. So how you will relate it to the text given in the question, those ideas you will get when you do the previous year question papers. And also, like, CSIR is conducting the same mode of examination from last like more than 10 years. So the questions sometimes repeat as well. So when you have a exposure to the previous year question paper, then you get the idea, and when the common questions come, definitely, then you know, maximum times what happens is they use the same question, but the words are different. Okay, so that much difference, with that much difference, with the same concept, with similar options also given, you get to know how to answer the questions. And that is a biggest practice that you can do. And this practicing the previous year question papers or attempting them, it's very important, and you should do it at the last month. Okay, that should be your target, that before that you finish all your syllabus, and then you target at the last month where you are only solving the previous year question paper. So that way you are doing your revision also, you are getting an idea about what all questions can come and how the questions come, not exactly what all questions come, but it is more about knowing how, what is the pattern of questions that can be asked.
Wonderful pointers there, Titi ma'am. Thank you so much. I would like to add one more point here, and that is negative marking. Whenever you are practicing previous year question papers, always look at the negative marking. Don't become overconfident, mark questions, and then end up in the negative side of the spectrum, because paper setters want it. They want you to make mistakes. So you have to practice decision making for questions, and we have done an amazing webinar about that. It is on YouTube. If in case you are not able to find, you just email me at shekhar@biotechnica.org, and I will share that link with you so that you are prepared for decision making. So that's a question which I wanted to, that's a point I wanted to add for all of you. Now let's jump into some questions which I'm getting, and I can see a lot of questions coming, ma'am, and all our experts, we have a lot of questions coming. Let's see what are the questions. Okay, we have covered till Lucky and then Priyanka, all right, Sarban. So hi Sarban, good evening. Gargi, how to prepare for various exams at a time so that we can crack it in first stroke. Anybody would like to come in? Otherwise, I'm all ready. Okay, Neha ma'am. Okay, yeah.
Yes. Hello, Gargi. A very nice question in the first place. Actually, if you look at all the exams, whatever is being conducted, say for PhD entrances, I'm talking about specifically, there 70% of the syllabus is the same, right? So just chalk out those parts, take out those parts, and start preparing for them systematically and strategically. And remaining 30%, you have to actually prepare those also very well. But yes, you need to revise them only a week before, or say 10 days before that particular examination. So since the 70%, as I said, is the same, right? And you can base your preparation strategy on that, on those topics, and then 30% just 10 days before the examination. That should be the way.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for those inputs. And I think Nupur ma'am also wanted to come in. Ma'am, if you would like to add something.
Yeah, so, and this is from a personal experience also. So the CSIR NET exam is the most extensive one, the syllabus for it. So usually when you prepare for it, you're by default preparing for quite a few other exams also. including GATE, including BARC exams, ISIR exams. So individual institute exams also you are preparing for. So instead of thinking how many exams I have to prepare for, if you focus on CSIR NET, that should be your baseline. And then you, even without thinking, you apply for the other exams. I think it should become very smooth and very easy for you to just breeze through it. That's my personal experience, actually.
Wonderful. Anyone else that would like to come in? Okay, so we have less time, so let's not, one expert per question. Let's do that way. All right. So the next question is from Malti, and she's asking, when to give CSIR NET, while still in MSc or after MSc? Nice question. Anyone else? Anyone who would like to come in? Okay. All right. Yeah. Titi ma'am, go ahead.
Yeah, so I will say that take your first attempt during MSc, during the final semester of your MSc. Because anyways, if you take it in the first year or your MSc exam, even if you qualify, your result will not be valid. You will not get the certificate. So in the final semester of the of your MSc, that is the time when you can attempt CSIR. So whether you take the December one or the June one, that's your choice. So you can attempt the December one, and that will be your first attempt. Okay, so if you qualify it very well, your certificate is still valid. You get to have the you can apply right away after you finish your MSc, because you can apply in the result awaited category there. And after the MSc also, then also you can apply. Okay, so but I will suggest that the first attempt you should take during your MSc only, during the final semester of the MSc, because the syllabus is already covered with you. You are still in touch. The more time you spend after your MSc preparation, I feel like the competition will increase, and also you will keep on getting a little distance from your studies, and getting back to study is the main challenge when you come back to after a break and prepare for the exam. That is what I feel, sir.
Right. I think Shamrata ma'am also wanted to come in, ma'am. Please go ahead.
I'll just say what I have to say. Tithi ma'am has already covered actually. So the main point here is like to get in touch, to stay in touch with the syllabus. Since we are already covering it in your masters, just take one step more during your masters, so that you are completely prepared when you have completed the master for your CSIR NET examination.
Right. Anyone else would like to answer that question? Because I have one more point. I'm greedy. Okay, so my point here for everybody, whoever is in their masters, is when you are in masters, your learning ability is at its peak. Okay, when you have passed masters, that lazing around after the results, that gap kills your preparation, because you lose your learning ability momentum. Okay, and that LAM, learning ability momentum, is the key to your success. We have seen so many people who are still in their masters and they've qualified CSIR NET because they had excellent learning ability. So don't wait for MSc to complete and then start. Instead, finish it off with flying colors, and at the same time, you already have a direction by the time you pass your masters. So I think that's a great point there. Okay, let's quickly jump into the next question. All right, Sneha, preparing for CSIR NET from 2019. Keep going, Sneha. And if you're a student, please get in touch. I'll give you some nice strategies, okay? But lack continuity in studies. That's the worst thing which can happen to you. You need to fix the habit part. Please get in touch with me, Sneha. My email ID is shekhar@biotechnica.org. I'll help you out there. Okay, Arijit, what is the most effective way to remember biochemical pathway? Okay, over to the experts. Not my domain. Who would like to come in?
Yeah, it's my domain, biochemistry. For biochemical pathways, I mean, it's very simple and easy. You can put if you are good in remembering concepts, then it's very easy and simple. And put all your biochemical pathways, or you can make a chart of it and try and go through, right? Try and go through it. And today, if you have gone through or studied some kind of pathway, then after 2 or 3 days, try and go through it. And after 7 days, try and recall it. Recalling has got great power, right? Recalling will help you in retaining that information in a much better manner, right? So you have to do that pathway at least 3 times within that week. And if you are doing it, then certainly the knowledge or the information will stay in your mind. And then try and once again do questions related with those pathways, and certainly you will remember that line by line and inch by inch. And that's I used to do in my masters also, and until now that is how we do remember things, right? So you have to revise and recall. That's the best way, right? And apart from that, there are some shortcuts also, like for example, if you take say glycolysis. So the first component over there is glucose, and then glucose 6 phosphate, then fructose 6 phosphate. So the initials, like initials, you can remember: G for glucose, then G for G6P for glucose 6 phosphate, and then F6P for fructose 6 phosphate. So like that, G6P, F6P, F16BP, like that. You can remember those initials, and that will help you in remembering that pathway in a much better manner, right? But
Wonderful.
I would like to also add here one thing. Yeah, one thing. Remembering a pathway will not help you. Understanding the core concept, how you got that product, is more important. The biochemical reaction which has happened, the kind of cofactors or the kind of coenzymes involved, the kind of reactions, whether it is oxidation reduction reaction, whether it is hydrogenation, whether it is some acid base, the proton involvement, all those things you have to remember more. And the same thing, and that will help you in actually solving the questions, right? When it comes to biochemical pathways. I hope I
Wonderful.
clarified, Arajit.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And Arjit, I hope you got your answer. Now, the next question is about any update on CSIR NET. Yes, we do have an update in the next 20 to 25 days. We have confirmed reports that the notification is coming. So please get started with your preparation. If you're thinking that the exam will again get postponed, that's not happening. It's coming, and it's coming in a big way because there's a merger of two exams. Whenever a merger happens, a lot of new things happen. So it is better not to get confused. Instead, start preparing early and get to your destination early. Okay, so next question. Okay, that's not a question. From AI Korean. Nice to see you all here, ma'am. Nice to meet you as well. Sneha, I was preparing for December 2022, but exam got postponed, so I again discontinued studies. Now again starting from, should I start from beginning? Anyone would like to answer that question? Yeah, Tanushree ma'am, please go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you, Sneha, for asking such wonderful question. I think this is the problem that I think most of the students must be facing as the exam is getting postponed earlier. So the point is, you need not to start from beginning, as you already now know about. You have already once gone through the syllabus and the concepts. It's better you now focus on revision and practicing questions. So more you practice, more you learn. So whatever, when you practice the questions, so that will definitely help you, in recalling as well. Because see, when you are studying, you are just putting all the information in your mind, but retrieval of that information is also very, very much important, right? So retrieving of the information is only possible when you practice the questions, right? So just go through previous year question papers, go for mock test, go for quizzes, flashcards also you can take help, right? And even like we also have Biotechnica have AIMNET test series. You can go for that also. So practice as much questions as you can, and smart tools you can use, revision tools you can use for quick revision. So you don't need not to start from beginning. It's just that. But yes, if anyway you are feeling that your strategy is lacking, like you need guidance, then as sir mentioned, we all are here to help you. So you can always contact Shekhar sir for any guidance regarding the preparation for the CSIR NET exam. Thank you.
One thing I would like to add over here. Thank you, Tanushri. It was really wonderful. The actually, when we give a gap in anything, actually what we forget is our reading ability, right? So when you are studying anything right now, what you can do is start with reading the literature first, right? And go into that momentum. Once you go into that momentum, then yes, since you have already learned the and the concepts, you can just try and apply them, revise questions, or you would be having some of your notes. Just go through it, revise through it, and that will help you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, ma'am, for those inputs.
Yeah,
so we have Some more questions coming in from Chetan. How to start preparation as a beginner by self-study? Okay, anyone would like to answer this question?
Self-study,
Okay, Shamrita.
yeah, I would like to add something. Shamrita, yeah, please go ahead. Please.
Yeah, Shamrita, please go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Actually, Chetan, see, if you have just completed your master, I would just say that take out one day and compare your master syllabus with the CSIR syllabus. CSIR itself is, having so many units from different domains. So see which part of it is matching yours. Start revision with that, and then just chalk out which are your units which you are comfortable with or something related to what you have already studied. Okay, that will be your first step. After that, obviously go into the difficult areas or the areas where you have not studied yet, and the best is the go through the reference books and definitely the previous year's papers, because that will give you an idea. If you go through the previous year's papers, it will give you an idea of the type of question, the standard of question which are being asked, and then you can definitely refer to your textbooks to get the knowledge of it.
All right, so that's the answer to your question, Chetan. Neha ma'am, you were saying something. Please go ahead.
I know Samrita had summed it up very nicely.
Okay, that's perfect. All right, so that was your answer, Chetan. Let's move on to the next question from our very own student, Sampurna. Ma'am, I'm taking longer time to revise. How to make the time shorter for revision plus studying new topics simultaneously? Very big problem. I think this qualifies for a video, but anyways, go ahead, experts. The question is on the floor. Anyone would like to answer that? Yeah, Tanushree ma'am, please go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you, Sampurna, for asking such wonderful question. This is when it comes to revision, the major thing that I have observed among the students is that that revision doesn't means going through your books or notes line by line. Okay, it's you need to understand that revision is where you have to focus on the key points. And yes, there are different effective revision strategies, and two I would like to share here is one is active recall and second is space learning, and that leads to memory magic. Active recall, where you just, as I mentioned earlier in one of the question asked, that you have to you don't have to just read and read. No, just you have to retrieve the information as well. So for that, when you practice the questions, you are recalling the concepts as well. So definitely that will help you in memorizing as well as in revision as well. And second is space learning or distributive practice. We say that revise frequently. Okay, like for example, you are studying cell division this week. You are revising cell division, so revise it. Like today you revise cell division, then 1 week later you revise cell division, and then maybe after 2 weeks or then after a month you revise cell division. So revision is very, very important. Space learning or distributive practice, we call it as frequent revision, is very much important, right? So, and second, as you asked, that it takes longer time for revision. So the revision doesn't mean you need to go to the standard books and read all the points line by line. Okay, you have like several smart revision tools are available that you can refer, whichever you are comfortable with, be it a smart be it a flow chart, be it a mind map, be it a concept note. Okay, any formula notebook, whichever revision tool you find it according to you suitable, just use that. Okay, so this is, you can shorter the time for revision by going through smart revision tools.
Yeah, Tithi ma'am, please go ahead.
I would just like to add something. Like Tanushree ma'am has given you the perfect idea about active recall and space revision. Other thing is when you are talking about learning the new topics also simultaneously. So I will suggest that you keep a slot of your day daily for the revision. Don't just do the revision or today is the time for only studying new things. So divide your day in different slots. Slots should be like the most focused time or moderately focused time and then least focused time. So in the most focused time, use that time. So it might be morning. For many people it is usually the mornings. For many people it might be the late nights also, like when everything goes quiet around you. So use that time for studying the new concepts, because that time your brain is more focused, and you can so as you are more focused, so it will take lesser time to grasp the thing, to understand the thing. And in the moderately active time, where you are not so much your brain is not that much focused, at that time use it for doing the revision. Okay, and revision techniques, you can use the space revision technique and the active recall. I hope that helps you, Sampurna.
Thank you so much, Tithi ma'am. That was really insightful, and thank you, Tanushree ma'am. So, guys, I can see a lot of questions are coming in. So, one pointer for all of you: if in case we miss out on answering any of your question, this is my email ID. Drop me a mail, and I'll get your questions answered. If in case we miss out, however, we're trying our best to answer everybody. Let's move on to the next question we have got here. After Sampurna, there are so many questions that I'm getting confused. Sorry, guys, for that. Hold on. Okay. Zakia, I think before that we were little confusing here. Did we answer Ashwini? After 13 years, I'm taking exam. I'm finding very difficult to recall as a homemaker with kids, hardly getting time to revise. Like me, so many are there. What is the strategy we can plan? Oh, wow. Nice question. Anyone else would like to answer that? Yeah, Violet ma'am, please go ahead.
Hello, Srini. So I can understand your problem, like after 13 years when you have to go back and you have to study. But what would I say is follow the strategy. The strategy is not you don't have to study whole of the 13 units. You just select 7 to 8 units that you are comfortable with, and you have to go through what are the important topics, okay, what are the important units that you're comfortable with, and you have to study those units. You have to first you have to understand those units, and once you have understood no, from those units you have understood those topics, then believe me, it is not very difficult, because after that what you have to do is you have to just solve the question papers. So when you go through the previous 10-year question papers, you will definitely get an idea like how the questions are asked, how you have to answer. So it's not about like definitely there will be like you will take some time to understand the topics, but what is important over here is select 7 to 8 minutes, understand those topics, give some time to you, and prepare your timetable and stick to it, follow it religiously. So I'm sure within 4 to 5 months you can cover 7 to 8 units, and it will. And after you are done with your topics, definitely solve the question papers. So in this way, in 4 to 5 months, I am sure you will be capable to clear the CSIR NET exam. So it's not difficult.
Right. Right. I would like to add one more point. Thank you so much, Violet ma'am, for that great input. I would like to add one more point for you, Ashwini, and for everybody. The most important factor while preparing for any competitive exam is having the learning ability. And that is what gets lost. It's not that you cannot study. It's just that studying, recalling, remembering, and again applying that in a question paper is a completely different art, and that gets lost somewhere in these gaps. So develop the learning ability, build your momentum by studying something which you love. And once you have built that momentum, then slowly come back to those topics which ma'am said, because you don't need to cover more than 13, all 13 units, you can cover just 7 or 8. Okay. So that's the point which I think you should add there. And so now let's quickly move on to the next question. I think I missed out on this question. It's a nice question. Hello, everyone. I'm actually working as a project associate in a research institute. I would like to know if we are working, how can we plan the studies in an effective way? I think I have answered that question already, Swati. But if any expert would like to come in, please go ahead. Okay.
Plan your work, Swati. Plan your work, Swati. Don't plan your studies. Right. Whatever time, extra time, as Shekhar sir has already said, whatever extra time you are getting, just plan your day in that way that you get maximum. You can take out your maximum time to go through the stuff which you want to go through, and the easier stuff. You must start with the easier stuff. Right.
Right. So just look at this. If we all are hitting $24 per day, then how do you spend it? That matters, right? So you have to plan your work, okay, and find gaps where you can study. And remember that you have to be super productive compared to a regular guy who's giving full time to CSIR NET, right? So to develop that superhuman ability, the one thing which I can advise you is learn the productivity course which we have for CSIR NET. It's in Biotechnica stores. If you're a student, you can get it for free by directly emailing me. If you're not a student of Biotechnica, you need to pay for that. But that course will help you stay productive. Okay. Now, quickly, I would like to bring in something for all of you. There is a small announcement which I have to make for everybody, and that is we are starting this course, which is our, as I can show you on the screen, the Shaurya batch. Okay, so we are starting this Shaurya batch from 2nd of March 2023. And here we are covering almost all the 4 pillars of your CSIR NET preparation, which is mindset development, concept development, question practice, and memory recall. Now, these are the 4 things which you will need. The first one, which I said, mindset development, which many of you have asked, how to motivate myself, how to build the habits. Just now we had a question about productivity and time management. That is where the crux of the matter is. The next one, which we are seeing on the screen, is concept developments. And as you can see on the screen, guys, these are the experts. Let me repeat once again, these are the experts, plus we have many more experts who could not join today because they're running other classes and internships. All of them are dedicated towards your preparation, and they answer the question just like how we're doing here, personalized attention. And that is why we have only 16 seats per batch, so that we can give you personalized attention and give you the best which Biotechnica has got. Remember, we all are victims of education system. And there's no point in victimizing you by having hundreds of students in one class and then we try to answer all of them. That's not possible, practically not possible. That's why our experts chose to have limited students and give them personalized attention. Now, here's your chance to become a part of this team and qualify CSIR NET. The army is right in front of you. This is the army which has helped several students, more than 150 years of combined experience these experts have, and they are going to help you achieve success in CSIR NET, which is just 4 months away. We have this Shaurya batch starting from 2nd of March, and it will go on till June as well as December. So if you're targeting June or December, this batch is going to do all the magic which you believe. Now, quickly, let's jump into the next question we have is from AI Korean. I'm doing part-time job and joined evening batch. Can you suggest how to balance that? Name Sayeda. Hi, Sayeda. Thank you so much for asking that question. Anyone would like to come in? Okay, so let me answer that question for you, Sayeda. If you are studying in the evening batch, you are in the best batch, because that's the batch where the best of the experts are training you. But what you do in the daytime, that matters a lot. You have to go for the productivity course. Since you are already a student, drop me a mail. I'll give you the productivity course. Learn how can you be productive. The more productive you are, the more you are in control of your time. That's what will make you successful in this exam. Okay. Now is my favorite student, Madhura Gaurav's question. So I think, and this is about biochemistry. How to get rid of the fear of biochemistry? Anybody would like to come in? Yeah.
Yeah. So biochemistry is such an awesome subject. I don't know why you are being fearful, but yes, since you are so honest, thank you for being that much honest. Biochemistry, the way it is written, yeah, it is written like an arts subject, like history, or say, or like what you say, some other kind of humanities subject, right? And that is where we find it difficult. So basically, in biochemistry, you have to focus on certain things like the macromolecules, the micromolecules. By macromolecules, I mean to say that the polysaccharides or the proteins and all those things. And then by micromolecules, I mean to say that the monosaccharides and the amino acids and the fatty acids, all these things you need to know the basics of all these things. You need to know. You need to know their behavior. If you're talking about fatty acid, that means whether it is soluble in water or it is going to be soluble in organic solvent. So all those basics you have to have inside the mind. And then yeah, going through the literature, if you are going through the literature, or say you are learning through Leninger, then it will be difficult. So for biochemistry, you go through, if you are our student, then you go through the lecture videos which we have. They're awesome. They're mind-blowing lecture videos which talks about the basics of biochemistry first, and then slowly and slowly it's just like that. When you make a child walk, right, initially what you do, you hold the hand and you make the child, you take the baby steps, and then the child starts learning how to put the steps, and then they finish it off by not just by walking but just by running also, right? The same way, go through those basic information and then retain those information. That is moreover very needed. If you don't have that information in your mind, certainly it will be difficult to go through the next level of concepts, wherein you will be talking about the complexity of biochemistry, wherein you will be talking about how enzymes are going to behave, or if we are putting some other kind of molecule over there, then how this particular enzyme is going to behave, what kind of changes will be there in the active site, and all those stuff you have to understand and remember, right? And biochemistry,
Right.
I would say that that's the backbone of the entire CSIR syllabus. So you have to understand, it's something like that you cannot miss. If you like, you miss the alphabets, learning the alphabets, you will never be able to read the words and finally the sentences. So biochemistry, you have to do it that way, basics first, followed by the higher things, and go start through the notes given by Biotechnica if you're a Biotechnica student, and then go through the lecture videos. That's the best way. That's the best way. And
Wonderful.
it will take least amount of time of yours. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, ma'am, for that answer. Madhura, what you can do is drop me a mail, because you already know my email ID. Drop me a mail. I'll connect you with Neha, ma'am, and she'll guide you, and of course, all our experts. So drop me a mail. The best time to send me a mail is morning 4 o'clock if you can wake up. Otherwise, you can schedule your emails, and definitely you'll get a reply from my side. Okay. Next question is from Zubia Khan, and the question is, I want to know how deep we should prepare any topic. That's a, Brahma Vakya. We should answer that question for everybody. Let's jump in. Anybody would like to answer that question? How in depth we should study? Yeah, Tanushree, ma'am, go ahead.
Yes, sir. I would like to mention that CSIR NET, like preparing for national level CSIR NET exam, superficial study definitely won't work. You need to be thorough with the concepts, right? You have to be like simple rote memorization won't help. You need to understand the concepts, because when you go through question paper, part C questions, they need the conceptual skills, analytical skills, and keen observation, right? So when it comes to how deep you should go, that means deep here, it means like unless and until you understand the concept, don't leave that topic. Okay, so understand the concepts well, and then try to solve the questions and see whether you are able to apply whatever you have studied or not in solving those questions. So like once when you are able to solve the questions, that means like you are thorough with the concept. And that is what I would like to mention. Others, if anybody would like to add some more points, I please request my dear colleagues to add some more points if they want.
Yeah, I think Nupur ma'am wanted to answer. Go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah, so think of it this way. There are three levels. One is your master's syllabus level. Second comes the reference books levels. And the third one are the research paper levels. You don't have to go to the depth of research paper levels, but you have to go to the level of the reference books. Your syllabus, MSc syllabus or master syllabus is not sufficient because it doesn't cover the depth of the reference books. So your level should be reference books. That's the middle level, not the research paper too deep, but not your master's syllabus that's on the lower side. Yeah.
Right. So that's a great add-on. Anyone else would like to add something? Yeah, Tithi ma'am, would you like to add? Yeah, go ahead. Please go ahead, ma'am.
So I completely agree with what Tanushri ma'am said and Numpur ma'am said. Excellent insights. Along with that, I will say that you have to go till the reference book, but only the smart strategy will be for the important topics, the topics from where a lot of questions are asked. Like for instance, let's take enzyme kinetics, for sure questions come. And not only in CSIR exam, for all other competitive exam, there will be questions from the pH balance, the equations, the enzyme kinetics part, okay, or else the ecology part, the genetics part, right? So this units, this topics, you should go to the maximum depth that is possible. And like for molecular biology also, for last couple of times we are seeing some some research paper related questions as well. But yes, they can be like 5% of the paper, which you can leave very well if you are able to do rest 95% of the paper. So only for choose the important topics and then go to the depth of what Nupur ma'am suggested, and that will be the smartest way of preparing for this entire syllabus.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, ma'am. Anyone else would like to add something? Otherwise, I have a point to make. Okay, Shamrita ma'am, would you like to add something?
Yes, sir. Actually, everything has been already said, but one point what students miss out is when they're reading the textbooks, there is always a question of concept checks at the side, and they miss out on that. They overlook that. They always, go through the 10 years question paper and start analyzing and start, judging whether they are able to solve. If they are able to solve, that means the concept has been understood. Like that way they do. But I will also say that always, try those concept check questions which comes after every paragraph or after every section of that concept has been discussed in the textbooks, because that will also help you to see if you have understood the subject or not.
Wonderful insight there, ma'am. Thank you so much. One last point I would like to add for everybody here, and that is we did a what to, how to series Zubia. You can drop me a mail. I'll send you that link of that playlist. It's on YouTube. If you watch that entire playlist, you will know how much in depth you should study, because that's exactly we have discussed in that particular series, and that's on YouTube on our channel. I'll send you the link if you can drop me a mail. Okay, so that's for Zubia. We have a lot of questions coming in. In fact, we had some our own questions to answer, but I think we won't have time for that. Next question is Anjali Ranjan. Along with PhD, how to manage time for regular revision, solving questions? Okay, that's a challenging one. Anyone would like to answer that? Over to the experts. Yeah, Nupur ma'am, please go ahead.
So it depends on what stage of your PhD you are at. In the initial few months of your PhD, where you're still doing the literature survey, or you're still searching for projects, or you're simply just assisting your seniors, that is when you'll have the maximum time, right? So if you're in that stage, it becomes even more easy for you, because you'll have around 6 to 8 months where you are doing your credit audit courses or something like that. So if that's the stage you are at, then it becomes very easy. Just focus on your studies in the time that you have. If you've already started work, then it's a bit difficult, but not impossible. Then comes the time management aspect. But it depends on what stage you are at. Preferably do that in the early stages itself.
Okay, so since you answered that question, here's a compliment for you, Nupur ma'am. Your plant physiology is super. People love it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sneha.
Thank you so much, Sneha, and everybody. All right, so next question is from Raga. Good evening, sir. How to prepare for last 3 months? I'm doing a part-time work too. Okay, last 3 months strategy. Anybody would like to come in? Yeah, Samrita ma'am, please go ahead.
Well, that will be focused on the flow charts, the concept notes, and all. Revise through those, and definitely solve the question. So whenever you're getting time, like for the weekends, if you get the time, just revise a concept which you think that you have forgotten, and then during the week, if you get time, go through the textbooks. If you don't get time, at least the flow charts or the diagrams, revise through those things. If you are a student, then you will get the PPTs which we follow in our class. So that is also a revision tool that you can use, and also a detailed tool, in fact, because a lot of topics are discussed through the PPTs as well. So during the week, okay, as sir has already mentioned, find your gaps and just use those gaps to study in that way. And the weekend, you focus on detailed study along with the question answer solving.
All right, so that was a great insight from Shamrita ma'am. Thank you so much. Next question is once again one of my favorite students, Sarban, and he's asking how to get back to studies after a long halt, probably 6 months. I think I should jump in quickly here. Sarban, what you have to do is build your momentum first. And how do you build your momentum? Pick your best subject which you love, like anything, and then start working on that subject, start revising or start studying that. Once for you have studied it for like 7 days or 10 days, you would have built that learning momentum, and then now start translating that momentum into any other subject, and you will see the momentum keeps going and your learning ability has come back. It's just like driving riding a bicycle. You don't ride a bicycle for 10 years and the 11th year you try to ride again. It will come back to you. Okay, so learning ability was always there in you. It will come back to you and you will realize that your momentum is back and this problem will go forever, so don't worry about that. Okay, we have a lot of questions, so let's quickly jump in. Studying 6 to 7 units sufficient to clear JRF? Sneha. Over to experts. Yeah, Divya ma'am, please go ahead.
Hello Sneha, definitely it will be enough to clear the CSIR NET exam, but the thing is that you have to choose the units accordingly. First thing is that you have to focus on important units, like if you take into consideration biochemistry is a topic which you can never skip. So you have to choose such units, and if you're choosing in that form, definitely you'll be able to crack the exam.
Okay, there's no audio. Sorry. So I think. Okay, is it clear now? All right. So Sneha, here's a point for you. We have done this what to how to series which you can use, and that will give you great insights on to which units to study, which ones to skip, because all our experts have spent hours together creating those videos, and that's there on our YouTube channel. That should help you. Okay. Let's quickly jump into the next question from Anki Sarkar. I'm actually lagging behind from current batch as I'm doing a job right now. I'm very scared if I'll be able to prepare for upcoming exam or not. Aki, I think, yeah, anyone would like to answer the question? Otherwise, I have a solution. Okay, let me come in. So, Ms. Sarkar, there is something which you should know. Getting scared will not get you anywhere. All you need is a velocity and momentum. It's pure physics. So what you have to do is find the gaps in between your job where you can study, and find out time on weekend. Those 48 hours are your hours. You have to just outsource everything what you do right now on those weekends to anybody else and focus on your studies. Okay, you have to catch up and cover up. And how do you do that? Whatever video recordings are there, put that on a 1.5 speed and listen to the lecture. Okay, make notes, listen to the lecture, and while you're doing that, make sure that you're doing the creative part of the lecture, creative part of the notes, which is creating flowcharts and mind maps. That will help you. If in case you don't have access to, if you're a student of Biotechnica, email me. I'll give you the access to our Conceptica flowchart book as well as mind map e-library. That will help you definitely. Okay. So let's quickly jump into the next question. Okay, that's not a question, but a compliment, I guess. I'm really happy to see all the faculties together. I enjoyed all the classes of all the faculties. Thank you, Biotechnica, for gifting us with such amazing faculties. So our experts, you can see that people love your classes, and I should request one thing live to all my experts. Okay, this is a request on behalf of all my students to all my experts. Please start doing this like today's cohort almost on a regular basis, because people love you, people really want to listen to you, and the more they listen to you, the better they will get in their career. And I think that would be the right thing to do. So all my experts, please do that in future as well. Okay, next question, Amit. Can you guide how much marks rank needs to get a selection in IISc Bangalore through GATE in 2024 and to become a scientist there? Anyone would like to come in? Okay. Yeah, ma'am.
Oh, actually, I've not seen last year's the cutoff and all. So definitely, I think anybody would help me with the cutoff. Anyone from the faculty?
Yeah. Yeah. So I would like to add here, ma'am. Yeah, go ahead.
So the rank or the rank or the marks in any of the examinations, it's more over 60% you need. That's the actual benchmark for most of the competitive examinations, right? So whatever is the score, whatever is the total marks or the number of questions that's being asked, so make sure that you attempt 60% of it very correctly, and that will help you go through, right? That's the general
Right.
answer. Yeah.
Let me answer that question for you, Amit. No matter which rank you have got, if you apply and your rank is in the top 150 or 200, you should get a call. But where the catch is getting through the interview process and the internal examination process, which they have evaluation process. So that is where things get stuck. So even if you are a topmost ranker like rank 1, you can still get rejected. And even if you are a 150th rank, you will still get selected in ISC because you could crack the interview. So it's not just the rank, it is the interview. So you need to work a lot on your interpersonal skills, applied biological skills, concepts, and you can't just do ratification and go in and they will select you. That doesn't happen anywhere in top-notch institutions. Okay, we have run out of time now, and that obviously means that we cannot take up more questions. But here is a clue for all my beloved audience. Here is my email ID. Okay, whoever emails me in the next 24 hours, so from right now 8 p.m. to next day 8 p.m., whoever emails me with whatever questions you have, we will answer your question, plus I'll give you a surprise gift. Okay, so you have to do two things. Ask me a question. This is my email ID. Okay, and in reply to that, I will answer that question, plus I will also give you a surprise gift. So that's a deal for all my beloved audience out there. Thank you so much for attending. And to all our experts, thank you so much for taking time and answering these questions. I know a lot of questions we missed out today. In fact, I guess we have missed out probably 50% of the questions, but never mind, guys. I'm giving you a surprise gift if you're dropping me a mail. So in the next 24 hours, whoever's sending me a question, I'll answer your question. I'll ask my experts to answer that question, and then I'll share that surprise gift. And that is an amazing surprise gift, okay, worth thousands of rupees. Okay, so don't miss out, guys. Drop me a mail, and let's get connected over the mail, and make sure that we're doing great preparation together. So this is what we wanted to talk today in our session. Like you saw, the strongest team of experts on the internet today sits with Biotechnica. 17 plus years of experience in training students. It's equivalent to doing PhD probably 4 times, with combined experience of 150 years. With the right strategy, right mindset, right tool set, right focus, and right concepts, you can make it happen. Just knowledge is not enough. This is a competition. You are at war and you need the army. These guys are the army. They are going to help you, guide you, mentor you. If you have not joined, join Shaurya Batch. We'll put the link in the description. Otherwise, you already know where to go to enroll for. Otherwise, you can also drop a mail to info@biotechnica.org or to me, and we'll guide you. So let me thank all my experts. Thank you, Neha ma'am. Thank you, Tanushree ma'am. Tithi ma'am, Shamrita ma'am, Divya ma'am, Violet ma'am, Nupur ma'am, and all other experts, Nidhi ma'am, Urmila ma'am, Prabhakaran sir, Farhan Zameen sir, and all our experts who could not join today because of their busy schedule. Thank you everyone for the amazing training and teaching which you're doing. You can see right here in front of you all these lovely comments which is coming, which reflects the kind of love they have for all of you. Keep going, experts. You are the torchbearers of tomorrow's scientists. Let's end today's broadcast by wishing everybody happy Science Day. Thank you so much.